Are you ready for some coverage? Boy, I hope so. Welcome to today's video. It is about full coverage foundation. It is about one in particular that I have found to be above and beyond. And I've recently been to the store. I've purchased a couple to try out a few different ones. And there is one in particular that is just rocking my world. First, let me show you what I have purchased. And it's not to say that I don't like these products. I do. The first one is the Armani Foundation. And this one is Power Fabric Long Wear High Cover Foundation from Giorgio Armani. It is a wonderful product. The next one is Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. Another one that I'm trying. Again, a very good product. But the one that is packing the most punch is in this tiny little container. Kevyn Aucoin. It is the Sensual. The original, wait, can I read? Even with readers, this is so embarrassing. Yeah, Sensual Skin Enhancer. Okay, maybe it's time to go up in prescription. The Sensual Skin Enhancer by Kevyn Aucoin, the original. Kevyn went to Japan many, many years ago. And he was completely enamored with the geisha girl skin. And so he did some research into what made their skin so fabulous, and he formulated this foundation using a lot of different minerals and some oils. It is a dewy finish, a buildable foundation, and it covers everything. In fact, it is not only a foundation, it's also a concealer. You can use it as both, and a little bit goes a long way. I know you were staring at this little jar thinking, yeah, Dominique, I'm going to use that up in a week. Trust me, you won't. So let me do a demo and let me show you how I apply this. First, let me also tell you, it's $48. It comes in 16 different shades. I had trouble finding the exact shade. I find that there are a lot of light to medium, and then all of a sudden it jumped to really dark. So I'm sort of a medium tan. And what I did was I combined this product with a pigment. So this is Cover FX, Custom Cover Drops. This product is pure pigment. And what you can do, and this will apply, by the way, to any foundation that you use, especially in the summer months. If you get a little bit darker in color, whether it's from the sun or a self-tanning product, you can get yourself some of this pigment in a little bit darker color, mix it into the foundation that you have, and you can save and prolong your foundation. So this is a really good thing as well. So I'm going to combine these two and show you how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply a primer. This one is Cargo HD Picture Perfect Pore Refining Primer. Thank you. The type was big enough. I didn't need my glasses for that. And this is just to give a nice even skin tone, covers the pores, so it's a good starting point for the foundation. I don't have very large pores, but if you do, products like these are great before applying your foundation. It just seems to almost provide a veil in coverage, and it really helps to minimize the pores. And we see our pores when our skin is a little bit more oily. I'm a combo. I tend to be a little more oily in the T-zone and drier out here on the cheeks. So I will apply this product primarily in the T. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this product. This color is SX09. SX09. Here's what it looks like. And I am going to scoop out, I'm going to use a Q-tip, scoop out about a pea-size amount, and I'm going to put that right here in the palm of my hand. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take the pure pigment. Let me see what this color is. P50 is the color I'm adding, and it's just going to deepen it a tiny, tiny bit. Looks like so. And I just take a little bit. And now I'm going to take my makeup brush and I will blend these two together. Be amazed, a little goes a long way. And wait till you see the coverage as I start applying this. Any little mark, redness, imperfection is going to absolutely vanish. Like I said, this stuff spreads really, really well. Depending on the kind of finish you want, you can leave it a little bit on the dewy side and just dust a little bit of a loose powder over this. For my line of work, I need more of a matte finish, so I will set it with an ample amount of the Laura Mercier translucent loose powder. And that's what's so nice about this foundation is you decide what kind of finish you want it to have. But the coverage is really just incredible. And it lasts through the day. It doesn't move, transfer. I always take my residual foundation and spread it down the neck. And like I said, a little goes a long way, so you don't have to burn through this product too quickly. I always take whatever's left on the brush and sweep it over my lip. And I will also set that with powder as well, so then any lipstick I apply will have that much more staying power. Now I will follow up with my eyelid primer and do a full face of makeup, and then I'll come back to you and you can see what it looks like fully made up. And then the true test, I will come back to you again later tonight. Right now it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm getting dressed for work. So I'm going to come back to you at the end of the evening and you will see how this foundation wore throughout the day. So hold on. And here you go, a full face with the Kevyn Aucoin foundation. I will list every product that I used in the description box, so you will know the blush color, the lip color, eyeshadow, and all of that. So now I'm going to totally complete the look, do the hair, and get dressed for work, and then I will see you again at 11 o'clock tonight, and you'll be able to see how the foundation held up. See you later. Hi there, welcome back. Time is 11:49, a little bit later than 11 o'clock, but that just goes to show how well this foundation held up. And as you can see, as I come in for my extreme close-up, it is not only in place, but it hasn't moved. The pigment is good, the color is bright, everything really, really stays in place. Here's the other trick. Sometimes with a creamy, heavy coverage foundation, I find that things can get a little bit oily over time and I have to touch up quite a bit with powder. In this particular case, I really don't. I mean, I do touch up quite a bit because of my line of work, but not as often as you think you might. So it's a really non-greasy yet moisturizing type of a foundation. I almost can't explain it, but the texture and the consistency is just perfect. So if you are on the market or in the market, it's late, for a very full coverage foundation for events, weddings, parties, something where you need a little bit more of a made-up look, might I encourage you to give this one a try. It was a fluke for me. I just saw it at the store. I have been a big fan of Kevyn Aucoin over the years. In fact, I have his Making Faces makeup book that I've featured on this channel way back when I first started. And I've used him and his artistry as an inspiration for what can be created with makeup. So I'm just a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. What can I say? Comments, ideas, and suggestions for future videos, please leave them below for me. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one. Tell me what you think, if you've tried this foundation before, or if you have a full coverage foundation that's really, really rocking your world. I'd like to know about that too. So with your fully covered face, go out there, be bold and be blessed, and I'll see you in a week. Bye.